not look as good as groupies, okay? That's the fact, all right? Groupies are fucking fine. And rats are frumpy and lumpy. If you think ICP has any knowledge of the Cream Team whatsoever, fuck you. I just heard of the Cream Team right now when it came out of Sean Oliver's mouth. Fuck the Cream Team. And Steve Austin saw us, you know, came up, sat down with us, and just started talking, right? And he was like, so, this is true, he was like, man. So do you guys, what kind of music do you guys like? We were like, old school gangster rap, you know, NWA, Ghetto Boys, you know, and he was like, oh yeah, I like Leonard Skinner and country music, you know? And he was like, so do you guys hunt? You hunt? We were like, absolutely not. I couldn't kill a deer if I had an axe in my hand and I was starving, you know? And he was like, I hunt all the time, you know? And he asked us about 3 or 4 questions and we found out we were completely different. And then he was like, okay boys, I'll see you later. And the red light's on, which means they're filming, and all of a sudden, Vampiro bangs on the door, and him and Shaggy run off, and I'm standing there stunned, and Chris Benoit opens the door. What the fuck is wrong with you? I'm in there kind of promo, and he's spitting all on my face, and I'm terrified. And his neck is all muscular and shit, and I'm like, ah. When we started on the Indies, it was totally different than it is today. It was all old fat guys. I know the craziest thing, we were on tour with JCW and we were having death matches and a fan ran in the ring and gave himself a back bump in the thumbtacks. I don't remember actually making any real money in wrestling. Right. You know what I'm saying? I think the music business can be far more lucrative, but we love wrestling. Check this out, the first match I wrestled on when he managed me, my first match, the main event was the Sheik versus Bobo Brazil. An old Sheik versus an old Bobo Brazil. We brought her to an event, everything was fine and dandy, and then she did the nastiest thing I ever saw a hottie do in my life. I can't even repeat this. She had some low-cut pants on real tight, and oh God, it's so fucking nasty. I can't believe I'm gonna do it.
Think about how much worse rats are than groupies. You know what I'm saying? Look, rats are sitting there with like a cast of like 50 guys. You know what I'm saying? They're just all big and sweaty, just run trains on them. You know what I'm saying? At least the groupies only got like 2-3 guys she's fucking with.
He was like, hey, Mr. Goldberg, how you doing? You know? And Goldberg pulled his hands off his balls and went to shake his hand. And Evan Crazy was like, whoa, you don't know about that. And Goldberg, true story, snapped and grabbed him by the throat and pulled him over the guardrail and threw him. I swear to God.
And Doug Dillinger did nothing.
One time Sting told me, he said, hey, just want you to know that I have a copyright on the black and white paint. And I was like, I hope that shit goes back to 91, because that's when we were doing it, back when you had the fresh blonde hair and the yellow and pink paint.
Hey, Father Jay.
Yes.
It's Joseph.
Earthquake said that.
Was this a case of Earthquake being bitter that his career was winding down, or did you have heat with Earthquake? Yeah.
We had no heat with Earthquake. That sucks he said that, man. Why would he say that? I'll fight you, Taz. I ain't scared. Fuck you.
Miley Cyrus.
She would get it right in her big horse mouth. I take that back, Taz. I won't fight you. I was just trying to be tough. Ian Rotten's cool.